called it a day that will live in infamy. December 7th, 1941, when World War II began for the United States.
The Japanese Empire bombed the U.S. Navy at anchor in Pearl Harbor that day, destroying the USS Arizona, which remains on the bottom of Pearl Harbor with more than 900 sailors entombed within that wreckage.
75 years later, the Arizona remains a war memorial. And as Troy Hayden reports tonight, there is one Arizona man leading the effort to keep it that way.
This year is the 100th anniversary of the launching of the ship. So the Arizona is 100 years old, and it's been underwater for 75 years. You can bet that it's not the same ship today that it was even 2 years ago. Could we put people in the water and show them what the ship actually looks like? And we've done that.
Pete Kelsey recently returned to his Flagstaff, Arizona home after 2 years studying, mapping, and then recreating the USS Arizona at the bottom of Pearl Harbor.
It was high time that somebody took a really close look at the ship and the memorial and the building itself.
75 years ago, this December 7th, the Arizona was destroyed by a Japanese bomb, killing 1,177 officers and crewmen.
I will never forget my first dive on the ship.
Kelsey is one of the few who have ever been allowed to dive on the Arizona wreck.
Being up on the bow, turret one, where the guns are, is really, really something.
Most view the USS Arizona from the memorial, which spans the ship from above. More than 1.5 million people every year. The memorial was shut down for a while in June, though, after a Navy hospital ship bumped into its dock.
Fortunately, pretty minor damage to the dock, no damage to the ship.
With the help of Kelsey's company, Autodesk, and many, many more who volunteered their time, the scan of the Arizona was completed with some of the most sophisticated tools ever used underwater.
2 or 3 types of sonar, 2 or 3 types of LiDAR, which is basically laser scanner.
The end result? A 3D image of the ship the National Park Service can use as a baseline to measure any future changes.
And as you can see, it's in 3D, it's hyper accurate.
After completing their scans, they thought, why not take it a step further?
When we said we want to print a 3-foot, basically 1 to 200 scale of the ship, they said we have a brand new machine that can do that.
They being White Cloud of Salt Lake City. They agreed to make a 3D printed model of the Arizona. This is time-lapse video of their work and the result. An astonishingly accurate model in every detail.
Turret 3, which sticks out of the water, which everybody gets to see from the memorial. This is the ship's funnel or smokestack. As we move up here to Turret 1, this is where the ship exploded.
Kelsey hopes the 3D virtual tour of the ship and the model can help bring the Arizona back to life.
Was it worth it? It was absolutely worth it.
And that the Arizona remains a place where we can remember the sacrifice of so many.
And a woman, tourist, came up to me and said, excuse me, do you mind if I ask what you're doing? What's the project? And I said, well, we're trying to virtualize the ship to make sure it remains safe and intact forever. And she started to cry, and I thought I had broken some kind of protocol, and she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, no, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because my grandfather's in there. He never got out, and I cried my eyes out.
Troy Hayden, Fox 10 News.
Kelsey says they hope to present a 3D printed model of the ship to 6 USS Arizona survivors, planning to attend the 75th anniversary this December.